Hey guys, how we doing? Welcome back to Vermont Mapleview Farm. Today's going to be the last installment on the F-250 that we've been working on. The videos that have already come out would be the light bar, the airbox, the exhaust system, and this is going to be the last of the 4-part series, at least for now on this truck, is the tuner. It is the Evolution CTS 2 by Edge. Pop it open quick, see what we got in the box. Let's see. So we've got a quick install guide, the actual manual, a couple stickers, and then we've got our monitor. Put that up there. And I assume this is going to be all of our cables. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so there's our ODB cable. That's going to hook to the back of the monitor. So is there anything in here? Let's see. Ah, the mount. Okay, so there's the mount that's going to go on the back. I believe this cable is for the monitor if you're hooking up to your laptop for any updates. And then they provide a couple small zip ties, I guess, to kind of route your wiring through the dash and whatnot. So we're going to take a quick look at the directions, and I think we're going to end up starting with trying to route the wiring through the dash, drop down, get into the ODB, coil up the excess wire, and then find our mounting spot for our mount bracket for the monitor. So we're going to start poking around at that, and we'll be back in 2. All right, so after doing a little investigating online, a lot of people are saying that there's a small gap on the corner of the dash that this will fit through if you feed it through the bottom, and that is really the only way to do it, because obviously the ODB cable end of it is way too big to try to snake down. So I'm gonna duck my head underneath the dash now and see if I can see a route to feed this up through that little spot. It would make life easier and conceal all the cable for a nice installation. So we're gonna duck under there and see what we got. Don't crush it. You got a handle on it?
I know, yeah. Oh.
All right, well, that was fun. It wasn't awful. It probably took us about 10 minutes to do in real time. Trying to snake it through, you know, there's really not a ton of access between the pillar coming down, the windshield, trying to get pliers and fingers in there, but we were able to wiggle it through. The next thing they want is to kind of attach the mount where you want it, attach it to the screen, and then before you actually attach the whole thing to the windshield, plug the monitor into the cable, because once you get it mounted, there's really not a lot of room to get your hands back there. So we're going to play around with where he wants it mounted as far as, you know, best spot vision wise and everything else. Once we get that set, they give you a little alcohol pad, wipe the window, tell you to wait a minute for all that to dry up. And once we get that mounted, we'll come back and we'll plug it in and start doing the download. All right, so peel off our little backy tab there and plug this guy in. Let's see what we got here. Screw it down. All right, snuggy snug. All right, so we will plug into the ODB. And on this also, guys, I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about it because we didn't get anything, but they give you an extra accessory port for more of their products. And just thumbing through the manual quick, it looks like they actually have a lot of neat stuff. Like you can toggle through, and they actually have like a switch screen where you can hook up lights and a winch, it says, and other stuff that would be controlled right off of this edge screen instead of having a separate set of toggle switches in your actual truck. Again, we don't have any of that stuff, so I didn't really delve into it, but pretty cool that they offer that as an accessory. So I'm going to plug this into the ODB and see what, you know, we got left, and then just zip tie the extra up underneath the dashboard for now. So we've got it hooked up to the ODB. We zip tied all the wires up out of the way so it's not going to hit any of the pedals, the steering shaft, any of that good stuff. And now we're going to key it up, and hopefully it cues us what we're supposed to do from there. Alright, so we're just running through the cues. It's just asking, you know, a series of questions. What type of vehicle? Make sure the ignition is in the on or run position. It is a Ford, so we selected Ford, and yes, the key is on. Is this vehicle equipped with a manual transmission? That would be a no. Alright, press and drag to toggle between selected gauge screens and backup camera. Okay. Alright, so I believe glancing at the directions before, they want you to toggle down on that. And that opens you up to all your other screens. So your settings, your layout, you can change how the screen is laid out. Creates a data log. You can do 0 to 60 timing. It also acts as like a handheld device to check codes and stuff. Right now we just want to look at the settings. Alright, so they're giving you 4 settings. Your factory tune, transmission only, which they said just firms up your tranny shifts, which is good for your transmission actually. A towing level, performance, and then extreme. They recommend if you do any towing, not to use the extreme setting, and even the performance kind of rides on the edge, but we're going to try it out with the performance setting. Turn off and touch screen to continue. Now we're keying it back up. So what it's doing right now is saving the factory ECM programming. So if you ever needed to put it back to a factory setting, it's stored on the module, and you could just go back in and hit factory settings. The only thing I was understanding from the directions is any data that you have logged that it saves gets wiped out with that as well. So you'd kind of be starting from square one as far as keeping a log of everything that you were doing. But, you know, all in all, if you get to put it back to a factory setting, I think that's still worth it. Alright, so it went through and it saved the factory settings. Now it's asking if we wanted to customize the program. For right now, we're going to say nope. And it's building the files to, as far as I know, complete the turn ignition on without starting engine, touch screen to continue. The ignition is already on. Turn ignition off. Touch screen. Turn ignition on. Alright, so now it's putting the new programming into the ECM. Alright, so it's queuing us again. Turn the ignition off. Program complete. Performance level. better already. All right. Well, the next thing would be to take her out for a spin and see what she can do. All right, so we're pulling off our main dirt road that we live on. We're heading out onto the blacktop, and we're gonna punch it for the first time, see what she's got. Pulling back out onto the blacktop. I'm gonna go from a dead stop this time. And punch it. Oh, that's a little better. Well, I would say over factory this has been a success. Unfortunately, we don't really have a way to monitor how much of a difference the airbox and the exhaust made on their own. If I had to guess, I would say maybe we got maybe an extra 6-7 horse out of the airbox and maybe another 10-15 out of the exhaust system. But again, it's hard to pinpoint it. The tune is what's making the difference, and I'm sure the airbox along with the exhaust is helping that tune out. So with the road in front of us and hopefully everything else going in the world behind us, that's going to wrap it up today for Vermont Maple View Farm. Hopefully you're liking, subscribing our videos. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy. Vermont Maple View Farm out.